everyone. Welcome back to Mr. Speakeasy English Podcast. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Mike. And before we jump in, we just want to say a genuine thank you for being here with us today.
Truly. Thank you for listening, for learning with us, and for spending part of your day in this little space.
It really does mean a lot. Every time you come back, this podcast feels a bit more alive and a bit more special.
And we want to remind you of something important. Listening itself is a real skill in language learning. Yes, even on quiet days when progress doesn't feel obvious, your English is still growing in the background. You're absorbing the rhythm of the language, the sound of natural sentences, the way ideas connect. So even if speaking still feels slow sometimes, please don't think listening is doing nothing. It's doing a lot, just quietly, not loudly. And if you've noticed even a small improvement in your English lately, share it in the comments. It might encourage someone else today too. And tell us where you're listening from. We love seeing all the little corners of the world tuning in.
We really do. All right, speaking of real life. Mike, why do you suddenly look like you're hiding something?
Because I am. Sarah, I need to confess something before we start. Uh-oh. That tone is never a good sign. Go on. Last night, I looked at the clock and said very seriously, tonight I'm sleeping early.
And at 1:15 a.m., I was still awake, watching a video about how people build tiny houses on wheels.
Mike, why? Do you own a tiny house?
I do not. I don't even own a truck to pull one. I don't know what happened.
See, this is exactly the problem. Healthy habits sound so simple until your actual life shows up.
Exactly. In theory, everyone has a beautiful routine. In real life, your brain just says, let's ruin this for absolutely no reason.
Right. You make one solid plan, and suddenly you're tired, hungry, distracted, and somehow holding your phone like it pays your rent.
Painfully accurate. So today, we're talking about healthy habits that actually change your life, but not in that fake, perfect, just drink more water kind of way.
Right, because real healthy habits are messier than that. They're tangled up with stress, energy, emotions, comfort, and honestly, your whole relationship with yourself. Because sometimes when people say, I need better habits, what they actually mean is, I don't feel like I'm taking care of myself properly. Or I keep doing things that make my life harder, and I don't know how to stop. Exactly, and that's why this topic matters so much. We're not just talking about food, sleep, or exercise. We're talking about patterns. The small things you repeat that quietly shape your whole life over time. This episode is B1 level, so if your English is around intermediate, you're in exactly the right place. And please don't worry if you miss a word here or there. Just stay with the conversation and listen for the meaning first.
Later in the episode, we'll have our word tour, where we slow down and practice useful words together.
Before we start properly, tell me, what's one healthy habit you keep promising yourself but somehow keep breaking?
Sleeping on time, apparently.
Strong answer. What about you?
I meant you, Sarah.
Oh, mine is saying, I'll just check one thing on my phone.
Ah, yes. Modern history's least honest sentence.
Truly. All right, let's actually get into it.
Can I start with a slightly uncomfortable truth?
It depends. Is it the kind that sounds wise in the morning and annoying at night?
Exactly that kind.
Go on then.
Most people already know what a healthy habit looks like.
That's so true. People know sleep matters, movement matters, stress matters.
So usually the problem isn't information.
Right. Nobody hears, vegetables are good for you, and gasps, this changes everything. The hard part isn't knowing. The hard part is actually living it. Right. Real life is where everything gets messy.
You're tired, your phone is glowing, your mood is unstable, and suddenly the healthy plan you made at 8 a.m. feels like it was written by a stranger.
Morning you is very ambitious.
Morning me has hope, night me has snacks.
Sadly, very accurate. And that's why this first point matters. Healthy habits aren't only actions. A lot of the time, they're identity choices.
Say more?
A habit gets stronger when it stops feeling like a random task and starts feeling like part of who you actually are.
Like saying, I'm someone who takes care of my body, instead of, I'm trying to be healthier this week.
Exactly. The second one feels temporary. The first one feels personal.
And that's why the word here is intentional, right? Doing something on purpose, with awareness, not just randomly reacting.
And honestly, that already feels healthier, even before the habit becomes perfect.
So maybe the better question isn't what habit should I copy, but what do I want my daily choices to say about me?
That's such a better place to begin.
But even when people know who they want to be, there's still another problem.
The environment?
Yes, your environment is often stronger than your willpower.
It really is. People ask, why do I keep eating cookies? While the cookies sit right there in a clear jar like tiny, confident villains.
Or why do I check my phone all night while the phone is literally on the pillow next to them?
A toxic bedtime companion.
And this matters because people blame themselves way too fast. They say, I have no discipline, when really their whole setup is working against them.
Your room matters. Your desk matters. Your notifications matter. What you see first matters.
It's like trying to walk forward while the floor is quietly moving backward.
I had exactly this with sleep. I kept saying, I want to sleep earlier. Very seriously, very mature, but every night my laptop stayed open. My phone stayed charged nearby. No real bedtime routine at all.
So basically your environment said, no, we're staying awake tonight.
Exactly. And this is where the word detrimental fits perfectly.
Right. If something is detrimental, it's harmful. It quietly makes things worse over time.
And often the most detrimental things aren't dramatic at all. They're just always there. Constant noise, constant easy distraction.
So instead of asking, why am I so weak? Maybe the better question is, what around me keeps making the unhealthy choice easier?
That question is so much kinder and honestly smarter too.
Because sometimes the problem isn't your character, it's your setup.
And once you see that clearly, another truth becomes obvious too. A lot of unhealthy habits aren't really about pleasure.
They're about comfort.
Exactly. Many unhealthy habits are actually emotional coping tools.
That point really matters because sometimes people say, I'm lazy, when the real story is, I'm overwhelmed, or I'm exhausted, or I'm just trying to feel better quickly.
Stress eating, endless scrolling, staying up too late. A lot of these habits are emotional before they're even practical. They give temporary relief.
Even when tomorrow has to pay for it.
I had a whole season like that once. Overworking, undersleeping, drinking coffee way too late, answering messages at ridiculous hours and calling it responsibility.
You were burning the candle at both ends.
Exactly that. If you burn the candle at both ends, you're doing too much and using too much energy without enough rest.
It sounds impressive, though.
It really does. Very adult, very productive.
Meanwhile, your nervous system is quietly writing a formal complaint.
Exactly. And that's why the better question isn't only how do I stop this habit, but what is this habit actually doing for me emotionally?
Is it giving comfort, escape, relief?
Because if you remove the habit without understanding the need underneath it, something else usually just takes its place.
That's like taking away someone's umbrella without stopping the rain.
See, that's exactly why metaphors help so much.
And then there's another layer to all this. Modern life itself.
Modern life genuinely rewards unhealthy patterns constantly.
Sit more, scroll more, sleep less, reply now, keep going. Never sit still for even 5 minutes.
That's literally the entire modern lifestyle speech.
And that's why people sometimes feel like they're failing privately, when actually they're fighting something much bigger than themselves.
Rest takes real intention. Cooking takes intention. But distraction? Distraction is already wide open, waiting.
The unhealthy option is usually just the default option.
Your phone never says, "Are you sure you want to lose 40 minutes to nonsense?"
No, it says, here are 3 more things to steal your attention right now.
And this is where cut back on fits really well.
Right, if you cut back on something, you reduce it. Not necessarily to 0, but to a healthier amount.
I like that phrase because it feels genuinely realistic.
Cut back on scrolling, cut back on constant noise, cut back on always being available.
It sounds like adjustment, not punishment.
Which matters, because a habit only actually works if it fits your real life.
Not your fantasy life, your real one. Not the version of you who wakes up glowing with 2 free hours every morning.
I tried one of those perfect routines once. Wake early, stretch, journal, meditate, make a beautiful breakfast.
That sounds like a dangerous plan already.
By day 3, I was annoyed, behind schedule, and weirdly angry at my own oatmeal.
Angry at oatmeal is such a specific adult crisis.
It really is. And that's when I realized the routine simply wasn't sustainable.
Right. If something is sustainable, you can actually keep doing it over time. It fits your real energy and schedule.
That word changed a lot for me. I stopped asking what looks impressive and started asking, what can I actually keep doing?
That's such a healthier question. A routine you quit after 5 days is less useful than a small one you keep for 5 months.
A 10-minute walk you actually do beats a 1-hour workout you keep postponing forever.
And that's where moderation matters too. Balance. Not too much, not too little.
Which sounds simple, but people struggle with it because dramatic plans just feel more exciting.
Humans love saying, starting tomorrow, everything changes. And then tomorrow arrives like, good luck with that.
Exactly. Moderation is quieter. It asks, what's enough? What's realistic? What will actually support me?
Less glamorous online, but much more peaceful in real life.
And when something finally fits your life properly, something beautiful starts happening. You begin trusting yourself again.
Small habits build real self-trust over time.
That matters so much because people think habits are only about results, but they're also about the relationship you build with yourself.
Every time you keep one small promise to yourself, something inside just settles a little.
I had a tiny habit like that once. After dinner, I'd just walk for 10 minutes. That was it.
Just 10 minutes?
Just 10. But it mattered because I actually stuck to it.
Right. If you stick to something, you keep doing it consistently. You stay with it.
And that felt genuinely powerful. Not because the habit was dramatic, but because I kept my word to myself.
That builds real confidence, honestly.
Because when you keep breaking small promises to yourself, your own voice starts sounding less serious over time.
And then people think they need a bigger plan, when really they just need a smaller promise.
That's such a good line.
I used to be so dramatic if I missed a few days. Well, I failed, it's completely over.
I missed Tuesday. My entire personality is broken now.
Exactly. But learning to get back on track changed all of that.
Right. If you get back on track, you simply return to what was helping you after getting off course for a bit.
And that phrase matters because healthy people aren't people who never mess up. They're people who know how to return.
That's such an important difference. The real skill isn't perfection. The skill is returning.
Returning without shame, without drama, without turning one bad week into your whole identity.
Those sofas are extremely convincing, though.
Extremely. And that brings us to the deepest point of all, I think.
Go on.
The deepest healthy habit is learning to care for yourself without punishment.
That one really matters because a lot of people start healthy habits from anger, frustrated with themselves, trying to change through pressure.
Yes, the tone becomes fix yourself, hurry up, be better. Maybe that works for a few days.
But it rarely feels peaceful, and it usually backfires because punishment just creates more stress.
And stress pushes people right back toward the habits they were trying to escape in the first place.
It becomes a loop.
Which is why health has to include something restorative, too.
Right. If something is restorative, it helps you recover, giving back energy, calm, or balance.
A walk becomes restorative. Better sleep becomes restorative. A quiet moment becomes restorative.
Because then you're not treating yourself like a machine. You're treating yourself like an actual human being.
I had a moment like that after a genuinely rough month. Tired, scattered, not eating well, talking to myself in this cold, efficient voice.
What happened?
One evening, I almost made this huge, intense recovery plan. Pages of strict rules. And then I stopped and asked, what would actually help me feel cared for tonight?
What did you do instead?
Nothing impressive at all. I tidied my room a little, made something simple to eat, took a warm shower, put my phone away, and slept properly.
That sounds genuinely lovely.
It was. And the important part is, I didn't do it because I hated myself. I did it because I was tired and needed real care.
That's such a big shift in mindset.
It really is. Because when healthy habits come from self-respect, they feel steadier, less harsh, less dramatic overall.
And that's where resilient comes in too.
Right. If you're resilient, you can recover, adapt, and keep going after real difficulty.
So resilience isn't being hard like stone. It's being flexible enough to bend, recover, and return. More like a tree than a statue. Exactly. A statue looks strong, but one crack and it's finished. A tree just moves with the weather.
That's such a beautiful image, honestly.
And I think healthy habits should make you more tree-like, more able to recover, more able to return, more able to care for yourself when life gets genuinely hard.
Because honestly, anyone can follow a routine during a perfect week. The real question is, can your habits still support you when the week is messy?
Can they still hold you when you're tired, stressed, disappointed, or simply starting again?
And maybe that's exactly why healthy habits can change your life. Not because they make you look perfect from the outside, but because over time, they teach you to live with yourself more kindly.
More intentionally, more sustainably, with more moderation.
With fewer detrimental patterns around you, and enough self-trust to stick to what helps.
To cut back on what harms, and to get back on track whenever life pulls you off course.
That was smooth.
Thank you. I had one good moment there.
You had several, honestly.
But really, if there's one thing I hope people take from today, it's this. Health isn't a punishment plan. It's a care plan.
It's not about becoming a perfect person. It's about becoming someone who knows how to look after their own life a little better, one choice at a time.
And honestly, that's a much kinder place to begin.
A much kinder place indeed. Now, before we move into our word tour, take a second and ask yourself, what's one small habit that would make your life feel a little more cared for this week?
Not more impressive, not more extreme, just more cared for.
Let's slow down and go through some really useful words and phrases from today's episode.
These are the words we used while talking about healthy habits, stress, self-trust, and the small choices that shape your life.
Our first word is intentional. If something is intentional, you do it on purpose, with awareness, not by accident. For example, she became more intentional about how she starts her mornings. Next word, detrimental. If something is detrimental, it's harmful, even if the effect is quiet or gradual.
For example, too much screen time at night can be detrimental to your sleep.
Next, an idiom. Burn the candle at both ends, meaning you do too much, using too much energy without enough rest.
For example, he was burning the candle at both ends and started feeling exhausted all the time.
Next, a phrasal verb. Cut back on, meaning to reduce something, not necessarily to zero, but to a healthier amount.
For example, she's trying to cut back on sugar.
Our next word is sustainable, meaning you can actually keep doing it over time because it fits your real life.
For example, a 10-minute walk every day is more sustainable than a plan you quit after 2 days.
Next, moderation, meaning balance. Not too much, not too little.
For example, he still enjoys desserts, but in moderation.
Next, a phrasal verb, stick to, meaning you continue doing something, staying committed instead of giving up.
For example, she made a simple routine and actually stuck to it.
Next, get back on track, meaning you return to the right direction after losing focus or falling behind.
For example, he missed a few workouts, but he got back on track the next week.
Next word, restorative, meaning something helps you recover, giving back energy, calm, or balance.
For example, a quiet walk in the evening can feel very restorative.
And our final word, resilient, meaning you're able to recover after stress or difficulty, bending but not breaking.
For example, healthy habits can help you become more resilient, not just more productive.
So today's words were intentional, detrimental, burn the candle at both ends, cut back on, sustainable, moderation, stick to, get back on track, restorative, and resilient.
And notice, none of these words are only about health. You can use them talking about work, emotions, or personal growth too.
Try choosing one or two of them and use them in your own sentence today.
And maybe that's really the heart of today's episode. Healthy habits aren't about becoming perfect.
They're about caring for yourself a little more honestly, one small choice at a time.
So this week, don't chase a perfect routine. Just come back to one small habit that helps you feel a little more like yourself.
If this episode helped you, please like the video and subscribe to Mr. Speakeasy English.
Take care of your English and take care of your heart. This is Sarah.
This is Mike, and you've been listening to Mr. Speakeasy English. Bye!